What's going on? What's going on? It's your man, Mr. Intense. And I'm back with another one, as promised. In today's video, I'm going to be pretty much piggybacking off of the prior video that I made titled Pluto Babies. How interesting is your Pluto? Please go check that out and give it a few thumbs and a few comments, please. And also a subscription, if you will. For those of you that are new, I welcome you. Appreciate you for tapping in and tuning in. Thank you so much. I mean that. So I'm gonna jump right in today's video, man. Don't want to hold y'all or keep y'all too long, man. I know y'all probably got other shit to do, so I don't want to hold you. Fellas, starting with you guys, man, my men. How interesting is your Pluto? If it's interesting, I would assume or believe that you got Pluto in the first house, Scorpio rising, Lilith in the first house, Lilith in Scorpio, or Pluto in the Scorpio. You probably are an interesting individual, right? Now, ladies, my women out there, if you have Pluto and Scorpio in the first house, Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, Venus and Scorpio, then I would not doubt that you too are an interesting individual. So let me break it down. Many of us have interesting placements in our chart, especially in certain areas in our life. But for me, I have Pluto in the first, I have Lilith in the first, I have Scorpio rising all in the first, in Scorpio. So right when you meet me, when you see me, that's what you're getting, right? I could recall a time, I'm gonna give you guys a backstory. I could recall a time, man, when I was working at Walmart and I was an overnight stalker. I was stocking water, I was stocking canned goods and all this other stuff, man. And I remember it vividly. I was in this aisle and there was this older lady that came into the aisle, minding my business, just doing my work. Right out of my left peripheral, I see her walk in. And she was walking at me like she was walking up to give me a hug, but she walked up close to me. Right? And I saw that. And I didn't let it kind of distract me. I still was doing my job. So I see her look up at these raviolis, right? Now, mind you, the lady ain't nothing but short, about 4 feet in height. She can't reach it. If she tries, she's going to have to use one of her tippy toes. So this was a funny thing, man. So I see her look up at him. I didn't say anything. I waited for her. Because the energy she gave me was, she's in the aisle of a handsome guy. So she's trying to give off those type of signals. But by having Scorpio rising in my first house, I immediately had already knew what she was doing. And most of you probably can attest to this. So follow me. So I see her look up at the raviolis. I didn't say anything. So she tries to reach them. So I count down in my mind within seconds of her asking me for help. So I go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This woman literally walked up to me and said, "Sir, excuse me, sorry if I'm bothering you." I said, "No, ma'am, you're fine. How can I help you?" She said, "Do you see those raviolis right there?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, I see them." She said, "Can you grab those for me?" I said, "Sure." Without a thought or a contradiction or hesitation, bro. Fellas, check this out. When I reach up to grab the raviolis, man, this lady's eyes went completely downward. And I'm not gonna say what they went down to look at. Y'all probably know, whatever. So yeah, her eyes went down. And I caught her when they did. So when I grabbed that raviolis to give them to her, she looked up. She was like, "Oh, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it." And I knew she wanted to ask me something. I could feel it. She was like, "By the way, where are you from?" I said, I'm from Georgia." She was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Why you ask?" She was like, "Oh, I knew you couldn't have been from around here." I say, okay, that's interesting. She was like, because you gave off a mysterious vibe. And I'm like, oh, okay, I've gotten that before. So she ended up walking off and saying, good night, you have a good one. So I threw the deuces. Another time was when I was clubbing. Did not know how this happened. My homeboy was a DJ at one point. I felt a strong presence in the corner watching me. It was so intense to where I knew exactly the direction that it was coming from, but I didn't know who it was. But it gave me this vibe of it possibly could have been somebody I probably known or didn't know. So anyway, man, I'm minding my business, doing my thing. I end up going home afterwards. Get in my car. I see some lights following me, man, behind me, trailing me. I'm like, what in the H is going on? This is what I'm saying to myself. So I'm not really paying it no mind because, you know, I'm not too far from where I live. So I end up pressing the gas to try to speed up. The car speed up behind me. So I'm like, okay, legally I can carry, so I'm towing. I ain't worried about that, man. I'm good. So I make it home. This car kept going. This is what made it so interesting. So y'all follow me. The car kept going. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go home, get in my house, get myself situated and all that. Take a shower, get ready to relax, to lay down. Right out there eating. So I hear a knock at my door. 3 knocks. Dum, dum, dum. Not heavy, not threatening or aggressive. Very subtle. Like a... I said, okay, what the fuck is this? So I jump up. Peep through the peephole, I couldn't see the face. I asked, I say, who is it? They didn't answer. I asked, who is it? They said it's me. I say, me who? They said, open the door. Open the door, it was my ex. See, this is what I mean when having Scorpio, Pluto, or any type of placements like these in your certain areas of life. This is the shit that you get, or these are the type of experiences that you have. Now, this is not to say having Lilith and Scorpio energy in your chart can be this way, but having it overall and generally can have a major effect on your life, both positive and negative, depending on how you perceive and use it. Now, in general, Lilith in the first house for me is an energy that's very interesting because you don't have to do anything, but you just get judged, right? You would get talked about, you would get accused, you would get blamed, body shamed, all that old stuff, right? Because Lilith, you got to think, back in biblical times or myth times, she was labeled an evil person. She was once Adam's wife. She roamed the earth as a demonic spirit and entity, all this other stuff. So to have that embodiment in your life or placed on you from a child to an adult, you can kind of understand what that is. And also with Scorpio, because it's similar energy, except for it's different. So one could understand how interesting it could be. So that's that in a nutshell. Now, don't want to hold you guys too long. Please drop what you can in the comment section and tell me. I do want to know. Ladies, also you as well. I want to know how interesting it is as well to have these placements in certain areas in your life and how they affected you. I want to know, so go ahead and let your boy know. Send me a like, subscribe, and some comments. Let me know what it's hitting for. It's your man, Mr. Intense. Happy Friday. You guys stay safe and blessed. Peace.